Hi guys. Today I had some very nice Jehovah's Witnesses came round, and they made the mistake of asking me what my beliefs were. So I told them, I could see that they could see it was all completely logical, and it kind of undermined everything they believed, and they kind of ran away in a bit of a hurry, which is a shame because I do like talking to people, especially about God. Anyway, so I thought, I'd put together a summary of the Veritopia philosophy, what I believe, and what Veritopia is all about. I've kind of realised that although I do believe that everything I talk about is from the past, it's the reconstruction of an old religion. The evidence just doesn't seem to be there, and I can't truly correlate it with any religion that's known about in literature or in the modern age. It just doesn't perfectly correlate with anything. So I have to consider it as a new philosophy, I suppose, even though I think it's ancient. What else can I do? So anyway, I think it's the reconstructed, unified religion and science of the Golden Age. I'll refresh that, make sure it's all up to date. There we are. All the principles below have been deduced from the first principles of science and are 100% logical, believe it or not. And this is the result of years of work attempting to find the real theory of everything. That's what I've been into, and that's what I've done, and this is what I came up with. If the principles of Veritopia make sense to you, please let me know, because so far I don't think anyone understands what I'm talking about. It's a bit of a lonely path. No, this is the way it is. I don't really mind, but it would be really nice to have somebody else to bounce ideas off and stuff and talk about it with. So the principles of Veritopia, I've broken them up into the four elements. Why not? Everything does break up into the four elements. So the fire, the why of things, is the purpose of existence. Why are we here? Well, God created the universe in order to reproduce. All living things reproduce. It's the focus and purpose of their lives. And as above, so below. God is life. All living things reproduce. Therefore, God reproduces. And this must be it. He's not done anything else we're aware of other than create the universe. So this must be it. Life is a test of virtue. The purpose of nature is to raise and train new spirits, to have enough self-control to avoid causing damage. That's the only real criteria that you need to pass to get out of this place, is to just have a bit of self-control, or enough so that you don't, smash stuff up. It's not that stringent. This level of reality is a nursery for immature spirits who are learning basic manners and how not to destroy things. And to pass the test, you just have to overcome your lower self, your sins, your emotions, your ideologies, by using reason, which is logic. Those who fail the test are reincarnated. People who don't overcome the lower self, the ego, are reincarnated when they die. So they're given another chance at passing the test, but their memory is erased and they must start again as babies. Those who pass the test graduate to the next level of reality, just like you do in school. Once you pass the exit exams, you can go to the next level. They escape the wheel of incarnation, mortality and death. They become immortal and truly alive, and they remember who they truly are. They've awoken from the dream life of mortality. So this is going to heaven, to the Yang universe, to be in paradise at God's side. And the path to heaven is paved with virtue. Independence, honesty, humility, diligence and love. This is how you get to heaven. It's not by believing in a book or a character or anything like that. Beliefs won't get you there. You have to be virtuous. That's the only way. You have to worship truth and reason as the highest gods and principles. You have to devote your life to them. Only genuinely good people who have overcome their own demons can actually make the world a better place. So, don't fool yourself that you can without doing that. You have to become good before you can make things that are good. Air is the how. It's the law, knowledge and science. All creation is made by logic, the prime creation principle. This is why Christianity considers Christ the mediator between God and creation, because it means logic. That's what Christ is. It's logos, logic. And the Tao are the foundation of all knowledge. The Tao is the first thing logic divided, and it's all of nature. And because it's all of nature, it knows everything. All of creation is knowable by any human able to reason. God made the universe knowable because he wanted people to understand his great plan, and he wanted them to graduate. He doesn't want you to stay in nursery for the whole of your life. There's no honour in that. Logic is the straight path to truth, and it's available to, well, almost everyone. Some people can't do it, but most of us can. It's a choice if you don't. And finally, the law is that all the gods are everyday, mundane, badly spelt, mundane concepts. They're not mystical, they're observable. They're real, provable phenomena of nature. So the gods aren't just something people invented, they're real. They are the conceptual framework of reality that is held in God's mind, and it orders and creates reality. The water level is who? It's work and duty, and this is your work and duty. This is what you have to do, is to seek the truth, and that is to use logic, and it will set you free. Use logic sets you free from your emotions. It's everyone's duty to activate their reasoning ability and think through the logic of the existence of God. You can do this. It is within your ability. Think about the Tao and duality until you can confirm for yourself that it's real. Again, you can do this. If you don't do it, it's a choice. It's not because you can't. And if you can do these two things, you'll be well on the way to freedom. Number 2, practice spiritual hygiene. Separate yourself from your emotions and feelings and name them. You are the observer, they are the observed. Don't act on them, just observe them and ask them what they're trying to tell you. Gain control of your emotions by this simple method and they will no longer control you, and you'll be a much nicer person for it. Think about the law. It's everyone's duty to discover, uphold and enforce God's law of morality and to look after each other. This is our human duty. And the old unwritten common law is the best legal system ever devised. Why is that? You have to think that one through. And you have to do your duty. Veritopia has a plan to solve the problems of the West, even though they seem to be completely insurmountable. As I've said before, if you study a problem until you fully understand it, there's always a simple answer lying there. And it is a simple, lawful, peaceful and devastatingly effective solution to the problems of the world. But it needs numbers of people who are trustworthy and honest, with virtue, to support it. We won't be able to do anything unless we unite behind a common aim, and that has to be virtue, truth and reason. There's nothing else that we can unite behind. Earth is the what, so it's the foundation and the cosmogony of the universe. Cosmogony is any model concerning the origin of the universe. So there's one prime creator, that's God, or Odin, which means one, and he exists outside of nature. He is love, truth, reality and consciousness. He's infinite and he's one. Everything exists in the mind of the creator, so reality is his dream, and all things are thoughts in God's mind. All things are alive, sentient and have some free will and are part of the creator. This is animism and pantheism and all that kind of stuff. God, the One, created the Tao, 2, by logic. The prime parent of nature, divided by logic, the Christ principle, Logos. The Tao are the law of nature, they're true and false, cause and effect, spirit and matter, they're the foundation of everything. And the Tao created the 4 elements, which are the forces of nature, and they bring things into motion. The 4 elements created the 7 days, the 3D world of matter, and they created the sine wave and the circle because that's basically what everything's made of, is the sine wave. And these together form the universal plan of creation, which is the true theory of everything. Everything that exists, form and function is defined by this single universal plan, which is simple to understand, and it forms the foundation of all science, from physics to morality. And that's it, basically. If this stuff sounds reasonable to you, please let me know. That would be great, because at the moment, nobody really does. And if you think it's wrong, then let me know, because, I'm totally open. I think this stuff's completely logical. It all completely makes sense, and I'm willing to, discuss it with anybody. So anyway, there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. You're very patient, and I'll catch you soon. Take care.